Okay, so up next is the moral argument. This is basically the idea that if there's not a God, there's not an objective moral order to the universe. That's the claim. This is an old argument too. This goes back to like at least Plato's Euthyphro, right? I'm sure it's around before then. But the basic idea is that, in order for morality to really be the case, right? In order for us to be in a world in which there's objective moral facts and objective moral demands on our behavior, then there must be some sort of lawgiver. There must be some sort of so it's kind of a cosmological argument, right? Like they're appealing to, in order for morality to be here, there must be somewhere where morality comes from. It's different than that, though, right? It's not really. It's a cosmological argument, right? It's in order for morality itself to exist, there must be a God, right? There must be a lawgiver for the moral. That's the claim. And then they say, and of course, there's morality. Therefore, there's a God. Um, Tons of versions of this. Again, the best version and the best discussion of this argument is easily in Plato's Euthyphro, right? If you want to understand this argument and the problems with it, that's the text to read. It's a short play. We'll talk about it in class, but that'd be the thing to look at. Now they're not saying that people that aren't theists can't be moral, right? They're just claiming like morality is an objective feature of the universe, and so there's supposed to be some sort of fundamental moral law that governs how we ought to behave. There's supposed to be and the only way to get that, they claim, right, is for there to be a God that created that moral law. So that's the idea. Without a God, there would be no moral law. Without a God, there would be no absolute justice. Those kind of claims, those are the moral arguments. I think in contemporary thought, this is probably defended by C.S. Lewis, right? C.S. Lewis in his book Mere Christianity gives us a version of this argument as well, right? Um, People debate all the time about how to formulate these. I think this is the best formalization I've seen of C.S. Lewis's argument. Either theism is true or materialism is true. Materialism is, I guess, a worldview in which only material things exist, so there would be no supernatural stuff, there'd be no gods and stuff like that. If materialism is true, then there is no moral law, claims C.S. Lewis. But there is a moral law. Therefore, right, given, our second and third premise, materialism isn't true, and therefore theism must be true, right? So again, same kind of idea. In order for there to be an objective moral order to the universe, there would have to be a God. And there is an objective moral order to the universe. There are objective, universal moral truths. There are certain things that are right, certain things that are wrong. Those, says this argument, require a moral law. That moral law could only come into existence via a divine being creating it. So there must be a God. That's the idea. That's that one. Have a good one.